All right, welcome back, good people. On this video, I'm titling it The History of Money. That's right. You know, this week we just went over the hump. We just passed video 100 of the 200 videos I'm creating. Now, this week, for my research, I did some research on the history of iPhones. I did research on the history of Google. I did history on the research of the computer. And all those tie together to bring you money if you position those things right. Because that's what I do. I have an online business, but I also have an offline business as a consultant. But it's done via online, right? I can consult people from where I am, right? It's not necessarily that we meet face to face, as long as we have the system set up through Stripe to transfer monies, right? Because a lot of times you just need to be guided. You need the direction that will get you to a point, right? Now, some people can get you all the way, but you're probably not going to go all the way really quickly. You probably want to get baby steps, right? You want to go baby steps because there's so much to learn. There's so much to hold on to, so much to process that it can be overwhelming, and it will make you lose interest, right? Because our attention spans, one, because the technology has shortened, if you will. We don't have a long attention span anymore. I know I don't. I'll be the first to admit it. If you have something to tell me, please tell me. Don't make me wait because I really don't have a lot of patience. And that's one of the things that I was working on, patience. Now that everything's speeded up, I need to be able to slow down a little bit, which is why I like having options. Yeah, options is a good word for me. Choices is a good word for me. I think the more I have, the better, right? The more options, more choices, the better. Yeah, that's the way it works. The less, not so good. But the history of money has always fascinated me because a lot of people think they know money. They're conscious of the spending part, the consuming part, but they really don't know how to make money or how to generate money, what it takes to position yourself to receive the money, right? They can spend it, but sometimes if you just spending, you're going to run out. If you don't have anything coming in, you got to have something coming in. You got to have a balance, right? Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this because, you know, money's money. It's just green paper, silver coins, bitcoins, and all those type of things. But, you know, I'm not going to get into the Bitcoin. I'm just going to get into the green money or the coin money or the history of money, right? Just so you can kind of get an understanding from my perspective, Larry James' perspective, right? Now, I'm going to read to you, so prepare for that. It says, the history of money concerns the development of means of carrying out transactions involving a medium of exchange. Money is an clearly identifiable object of value that is generally accepted as payment for goods and services and repayment of debts within a market, or which is legal tender within a country. How did money start? Metal objects were introduced as money around 5000 BC. By 700 BC, the Lydians became the first in the Western world to make coins. Countries were soon minting their own series of coins with specific values. Metal was used because it was readily available, easy to work with, and could be recycled. When money started to be used on February 3rd, 1690, the Massachusetts Bay Colony issued the first paper money in the U.S. in order to pay for its war. Massachusetts was a truly pioneering colony when it came to money. They were also the first to mint their own silver coins in 1652, despite a British law against it. Says, who discovered the money? The Chinese first made paper money. During 740 BC, the Tang Dynasty, T-A-N-G, dynasty, invented paper money. They invented light paper money because coins were becoming too heavy. Does that make sense? That's adjusting. That's evolving, right? When when you're doing something, you must make the adjustments, because sometimes for you to carry $500 in coins would be heavy, right? But for you to carry $500 in $100 bills, or $500 in $20 bills, is a whole different dynamic altogether. So they made the adjustment to come up with another form of money, right? Another way of paying for something. So continuing on, how money was created. Most of the money in our economy is created by banks in the form of bank deposits, the number that appear in your account. Banks create new money whenever they make loans. 97% of the money in the economy today is created by banks, while 3% is created by the government. What gives value to money? The value of any good is determined by its supply and demand, and the supply and demand for other goods in the economy. A price for any good is the amount of money it takes to get that good. Inflation occurs when the price of goods increase. In other words, when money becomes less valuable relative to those other goods. What are the four main functions of money? Money serves four basic functions. It is a unit of account, it's a store of value, it is a medium of exchange, and finally, it is a standard of deferred payment. Now, did you know that? You didn't know all those. Come on now. I thought I was the smart one. Or at least I thought I was the one with the answers. All right, continuing on. How long is the lifespan of a dollar bill? Any idea? As a result of the average lifespan of a $100 bill is 15 years, while a $5 bill lasts just 4.9 years. Dollar bills last just under 6 years on average, while the $20 bill has a relatively healthy lifespan of 7.7 years, according to a study in 2014. Let me go over that with you right quick again, because you may not have got that. As a result of the average lifespan of a $100 bill is 15 years, while $5 bills last 4.9 years, dollar bills last just under 6 years on average, while the $20 bill has a relatively healthy lifespan of 7.7 years. See, those numbers like that don't really trigger or listen to in a lot of people, but some people like myself, I pay attention to those like that. That's like a side for me. As I'm listening to this and this and this, and you'll say something, then I'll put that over here, because I want to come back to that, right? I want to be able to put that aside and say, well, you know what, I can use that in more videos, or I can use that in more speeches. I can use that the next time I talk to people face to face, right? And that's how I get better. That's one of the ways I choose to get better. All right, continuing on. What are the 6 main characteristics of money? 6 characteristics of money for business success. The characteristics of money are durability, portability, divisibility, uniformity, limited supply, and acceptability. Those are the 6 characteristics of money. How much money is printed every day? During the fiscal year of 2014, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing delivered approximately 6.6 billion notes to the Federal Reserve, producing approximately 24.8 million notes in a day with a face value of approximately $560 million. That's research according to a December 15th probe. Now, what are the 3 main types of money? There are 3 types of money recognized by economists: commodity money, representative money, and also fiat money. How much money does exist in the world? Any idea? and we're talking about the world, right? That figure is around $60 trillion. The last figure, the 75 trillion M3, is much more abstract and not often cited in official figures. It includes institutional money, market funds, long-term deposits, and other stuff rich people possess that can somehow be spent but confuses the rest of us. And that's as of research in 2013. So why is it called fiat money? The word fiat is Latin in origin and refers to an arbitrary order issued by a government or other authoritative figure. When applied to paper money, fiat currency refers to the scary notion that our dollar bill has value only because the government says it does. Why do we have fiat money? Underpinning the value of money, fiat currency is legal tender whose value is backed by the government that issued it. This approach differs from money whose value is underpinned by some physical goods such as gold or silver, called commodity money. When did the United States switch to fiat currency? By 1965, this became apparent as the free market value of gold was worth more than $35 an ounce. Then in 1971, Richard Nixon officially took the United States off the gold standard by canceling a policy that allowed other countries to convert dollars into gold. At that point, the United States dollar officially became a fiat currency, as report in August of 2012. Now, what is the dollar backed up by? Our currency is fiat money. Fiat money is regulated by the government through the Federal Reserve. And fiat money has nothing to back it but debt. Our money is used to be backed by, all money used to be backed by gold and silver, but now it's backed by debt. And what does it mean, the term fiat? You might think a fiat is just an Italian car, right? But it actually means a legal, authoritative decision that has absolute sanction. From the Latin for let it be done, the word fiat is a binding edict issued by a person in command. So fiat money is what we're using today, ladies and gentlemen. And I know you probably knew that because you're smart, right? But I wanted to run down that little list of money and how money came about and how money began, because at the end of the day, that's what you're working for. You're working for that money. When you create all the creations that you do, when you do all the things that you do it for a payoff. And that payoff is what you're wanting to be money. That money will allow you to live the life and the lifestyle that you choose. Not that I want you to have, but that you choose. Just like for me, the lifestyle that I have is based on what I choose, because I put in the work to generate the money. And if I put in the work, I expect the money. Period. Right? I don't hope the money comes. I will not let the money not come if I'm putting in the work, because I'll stop putting in the work. Right? Because it's money generated. It takes money to keep this process going. I can't just make $100,000 in 1 year and then make $10,000 the next year. That's not going to keep me in business. I have to continue that process, or I have to put people in that system to continue that process for me, which is really the way business works, right? You create a business and you either sell the business or you hire other people to do that business, and you go out and do other things, right? Create other businesses, vacation, travel, see the world, whatever is on your to-do list, right? However you want to create the lifestyle that you want. Now, I wanted to share these videos with you because these things are very, very important in the 21st century. Videos is the #1 mode of information being traveled throughout the world. People watch videos more than they read blogs, more than they listen to podcasts, actually more than they listen to radio, right? Because when you think about it, the number of, as a matter of fact, I'm going to make some videos, the next series of videos I'm going to make it on some statistics based on how many videos are watched and things like that, how many podcasts are listened to. And those numbers are astronomical when you think about it. I mean, there's something like 50, I think something, I'm just kind of paraphrasing, but it's something like 50 million views in a minute or an hour on YouTube. You know, you think about that, 50 million in a 60-second. That means people all over the world are watching simultaneously, right? And that's exactly what's happening. And if you don't put your information out there, people are not going to be able to see it. If you make one video, that video could be like, get 1 million hits. But if you don't make any more, if you don't create any more, then it doesn't work for you. Unless you're able to market that, you know, while you're on top. Because see, it's about marketing too. You want to be able to market yourself and your products and, you know, the processes that you incorporate for your audience. Because when you do things like this, you create an audience. Because you have to put these videos in certain places, right? You don't just make a video and leave it in the camera. You don't just make a video and put it on YouTube. You have to put it in a lot of places, right? It has to go viral, so to speak. Not literally, but you have to put it in, you know, a lot of places for a lot of different people to see it. And if it doesn't go viral, that's totally okay. Just keep creating content. Keep creating content. And over time, that's my favorite phrase, over time, you'll see the results that you want. And especially if this is what you want, the money, right? And that's what we want. We want our health and our sanity and our families and all that too. Yes, absolutely. But we want to be able to help our families. We want to be able to help our friends. We want to be able to assist with causes that we deem necessary or, you know, worthy, right? That's how it works in this game called life. For me and for you. All right, like these videos, share these videos. I hope you enjoy this week's videos. I had a good time bringing them to you. Can't wait to keep it going. This will take us closer to our objective, closer to our goal, which is to have 200 videos in 365 days. I am nowhere near stopping, and I suggest if you're doing what you want to do, keep it moving. That's what I say. Keep it moving. And before you know it, you'll be rewarded. You will be rewarded because you deserve it. You put in the work, you put in the effort, make it pay, right? Make it pay. SpeakerLarry.com